My name is Stephen Flynn, and I'm a creative director. When I was in the early stages of my career, I think once I started looking at the different advertising annuals and seeing the type of good work that you could do, I wasn't getting those opportunities at my agency. And I don't know if it was through a Google search or just through kind of reading Strategy magazine, but I came across this competition, and immediately the light bulb went off, as this would be an opportunity for me to do the kind of big work on brands that I'm not getting the opportunity to work on, and kind of flex that creative muscle. So as soon as I came across it, that was, I want to say, back in 2013, 2014. I've been submitting every year, and it's been a fun competition. Overall, pretty good. I think we've been fortunate enough to have won gold 3 times. So the first time was probably the most memorable. We won the trip to Cannes, and we got to really go there and see the best work in the world and explore everything that festival has to offer. So that was a super memorable experience. The cash prizes, they don't hurt as well. The last one we won gold on is called 6 Day for the city of Toronto, and the inspiration for that idea really was, as you do in especially a brief of this nature, you have a lot of kind of wordplay concepts playing into that 6 and the way that it's spelled, and then we just started to realize there was a connection of a sick day and taking a day off of work. And it wasn't until we kind of fleshed that one out a little deeper that we realized there was a really big insight there, that a lot of people are very precious with their time off, and they tend to save it up for what they would deem as a real vacation. We wanted to kind of break through that barrier and encourage people to maybe go explore your own city and take a 6 day. The first year was very exciting. With us being on the East Coast, we got a bit of a kind of cryptic email from someone at NAC that said, you have a really good reason to be at the awards show, when there was a physical show, and we were out in Halifax. So we kind of sent an email back that was like, how good of a reason? That's a bit of a flight for us. And no one told us specifically that we won gold, and they just said back, they said, let's just say not a lot of people get this email. With that email alone, we booked 2 flights, and Mike and I flew out and attended the award show, and it turned out it was a gold. So that was super exciting, and it felt awesome to have your concept rewarded in that kind of way, especially when the trip to Cannes was on the line. The additional golds since then, they feel great. We try to create a bit of an atmosphere with the announcement videos. We pull them up on the big screen and get everyone to gather around, and it's still the same kind of anticipation as the on-screen text and winning entries are coming up, but it always feels good to win gold for sure. If it's your first time entering, I would definitely advise any newcomer to review all the winning work, to kind of just get a lay of the land of like what type of concepts are winning. And a big mistake I made in some of my earlier years, obviously I was newer to advertising at the time, but I was very much limiting myself in terms of like feasibility and thinking about too many factors of like, oh, that would never be able to be executed. You gotta put on your client hat. But the NAC is unique in that it nicely straddles that line of, there's not budget constraints in the brief or things like that, and you kind of have to give yourself the opportunity to be a little more blue sky in your thinking. The other piece of advice would be to don't quit if you don't win the first time, I guess, because we've been submitting for years before we even won a single gold, and I think you might even learn more in the years that you don't win, because you kind of get to see what the winning ideas were on the same brief that you were putting your head on, and that's a good way to kind of go, like that's a really unique way into it. And I think you always learn something, win or lose. So I think if you genuinely want to win and that's your goal as a new enterer, I think keep pushing until you do, and try to learn something every time.